This episode of Storin's House is brought to you by GLOWBOX. Get your head out of the gutter. Folks love the movies. Bring the movies home with GLOWBOX, world-famous LED poster frames. If you're a podcaster and you want a custom sign, they'll make you a custom sign. If you're a movie person, you can interchange these. They snap right in and out. These are really easy to use. Made right here in the USA. Tell them Storin sent you for $20 off. Let's start the show now. Well. Looky what we have here. A lot of you doubted me. A lot of you said this shit ain't shit. But guess what? Here we are, haters. Episode 2, Storin's House. Episode 2, motherfucker. Yeah, that's right. We're well on our way. Okay? Let the haters hate and let the graders grate. Because we're doing this shit. Storin's House, baby. And what a week we've had. Joe Rogan's in the news again. They're trying to cancel his. They're not going to cancel him. It's not going to happen. I fucking love Joe Rogan. I fuck with him. I even listen to the science ones where I don't understand what's going on. It's interesting to me. But Joe Rogan has evolved in front of our eyes for the last 12 years as a human being. If you can't tell this man is genuine, then you're a fucking nerd. You want to play that cancel culture shit? Go ahead. They hit him with every bomb they could. Hit him with the transphobe bomb. Homophobic, the fucking misogyny bomb, the misinformation bomb, and now they're trying to hit him with the mother of all bombs. The N-bomb. Ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work. I'm not saying he's right for saying fucking the N-bomb, but he knows that. Come on. Joe's uncancelable. I'm sorry, but unless he's fucking flying kids to an island, he's not gonna be canceled. I had a fun-ass weekend, man. We had hella fun. We went to the NHL All-Star Game. Rob calls me up. He goes, hey, bro, what are you doing? You want to go to the NHL skills competition and the All-Star Game? The skills competition's Friday, All-Star Game Saturday. What's up? You want to go? I was like, fuck yeah. So we go. Rob gets tickets. Glass seats. We're fucking sitting down there. I didn't know how to act. I was down there like fucking act like you've been here before. Act like you've been here before. It was fucking incredible. And the NHL All-Star Game, man, it's a 3-on-3 format. It's so sick, man. It was so much fun. If you're not into hockey, man, you need to go to a game live. Go watch these dudes. Go Sharks, first off. But goddamn, that shit was so fun, man. They're doing the accuracy competition where they have 4 targets on the goal. Boom, 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 boom. And you got to hit them as fast as you can. If you even nick a target, that's a hit. So the winner of that was a man named Sebastian Aho of the Carolina Hurricanes. He won that shit. And Rob called it. Before it even happened, Rob was like, I think Aho's going to take this shit. Sure enough, he takes it. And we were right there. We were right fucking there, man. We got to see this. Check out the highlight. See them knuckleheads right there pointing at the fucking target? Because he nicked that shit, and they didn't know. I think he won it in 10-point-something seconds. But to be honest with you, I think it was 9-point-something. But they were kind of unsure. But we were pointing at that fucking target. He got it. It was so sick, man. We had a hell of a time. Check out this angle. I got this angle on it, too. Bang. Homeboy. Sebastian Aho. He took that shit. Rob called it. Rob is a sports encyclopedia, man. I've been to so many sporting events with him, and people from other teams will try to talk shit. Rob knows more about their team than they do. It's fucking crazy. Like his knowledge is just, I don't know, he soaks it up. And he was on Daniel Cormier's podcast not too long ago. If you guys want to go watch it, The Champ DC, I'll leave that link below. He's on there talking UFC stuff. We had a blast, man. Thank you so much, big bro. That was fun. You know who else was at the NHL All-Star Game? And this has nothing to do with hockey, man. This is the most un-hockey shit ever. They had Machine Gun Kelly there. They had bitch-ass Machine Gun skinny-ass Kelly dressed in a fucking disc. The motherfucker looked like a golden girl. Okay? This motherfucker was there sucking it up. He fucking sucks, man. It was terrible. He was playing the guitar. Oh, fucking. Am I old? Maybe I'm old, but nah. Machine Gun Kelly ain't the one. I don't give a fuck, man.
NHL.
Can't get someone
What are you
good.
doing?
If you want to get my true opinion on Machine Gun Kelly, check out this footage I got at the game.
Jump!
There you go. That's what I think of Machine Gun Kelly. That shit fucking garbage. Trash. Well, with that said, we have a great show for you today on Storin's House. I have a guest. He's one of my favorite people on earth. When it comes to comedy history, I love that shit. I love hearing the old stories. And this man came up in the golden era. He came up late 70s, early 80s. He was at the Comedy Store with guys like Sam Kinison and Richard Pryor. And he has so many stories. He will be a reoccurring guest on Storin's House. But here's episode 2. Without further ado, Stephen Pearl. You are now entering Storin's House. That's some strong coffee, huh?
It's good.
It's good?
I'm not going to blink for the rest of the day. This is really good.
My wife got me a cappuccino machine. Or an espresso thing for Christmas.
Oh, those are great, man.
Oh,
Oh, you're
man.
lucky. Luckiest man in the world.
Man, I'm bouncing off the walls.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for coming over, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
How are you doing?
Good. Very well. You know.
You good?
Yeah.
Liking
I
Vegas?
dressed up for you and everything.
I know
man.
you did, man.
Got my little, Stephen Pearl leisure suit on here.
I love that.
Wearing my favorite albino twice here, too.
I was asking you about that.
Yeah.
That's Johnny Winter?
Johnny Winter, yeah, from Beaumont, Texas. God bless him. One of my best friends and my all-time musical guitar hero.
You know, as soon as this is over, I'm going on a YouTube rabbit hole on
Oh,
Johnny Winter.
I'll send you some stuff, man.
Edgar Winter, right?
Edgar Winter, Johnny
you were
Winter,
showing
yeah.
me some stuff
yeah.
outside. That dude
Yeah, I
is...
played you some of the super music just
That
before.
dude is sick.
Yeah, sick, off the charts, man.
He's sick, man.
Off the charts,
Yeah.
good, man.
And then his brother plays the sax.
Plays
he
everything.
showed me.
Yeah.
Oh, he does? He
Plays
plays...
keyboard, sax, drums, name it. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Plays instruments that haven't been invented yet.
I'm going to have to watch it.
You know, Edgar, I just invented this instrument out of rubber bands and metal particles and Q-tips. Well, give me half an hour, I can learn it. I'll master it in 1 hour.
We have Stephen Pearl here.
Hi, folks.
My friend.
Hello.
I met Stephen Pearl in 2003.
We met on a summer cruise many years ago.
I was holding my arms out like Titanic. He was behind me.
Oh, the king of the world.
The boat was going faster because of my nose. I
There
had
you go, yeah.
aerodynamics.
That'll happen, yeah.
And it hit that
Wind burn
thing
on the nose, man.
faster
Look
than
out.
it should have. Nobody
Look out,
knows
yeah.
that real story.
Even sharks were going, whoa, look at it. It's bigger than my fin. Yeah.
Man, so I met you in 2003 at this dingy bar. I forgot the bar, but it was late at night, and it was dingy, and it was the Jimmy and Joey show.
Ah, the Jimmy and Joey. Jimmy number 473 and Joey. Hey, how you doing? We're Italian. We're not funny, but we're Italian. Hey, how you
Oh,
doing?
dude.
What are you doing? Okay, new Jimmy's wanted. The other one just quit.
Man, so it was dismal. I was brand
Yeah,
new.
Jimmy
I was
and Joey.
months in. I was just months in, and I came to hang out, and they let people go up, like newer comics in the early in the show. You know what I mean? I went up there and fucking
The newbies.
ate it. And then, I mean, it was dismal. Like when the actual show started, the comics that were there, I can't even remember, but it wasn't great. You know, it wasn't a great night. And then you came in there and you murdered
I
that
had
shit.
to. Come on,
Murdered
time to
it.
start
You
this
woke
party,
every-
baby.
Oh man, did
These
it
Italians didn't even bring no prosciutto. You know, the Jews got to come here and like start the party.
ever? You know, Jimmy and Joey went up there and just ruined all your momentum after you got on stage. Like you put it here, and then they go up there and boom,
we're
back down.
We're
there.
gonna throw a wrench in the gears right now.
Fuck.
We're gonna trying to help Jimmy and Joey up there. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a dead body, man. It's just
I remember them doing that. I remember them all around town in them tracksuits. You know who did? I just showed you that scene
that was
last
hysterical.
night. Steve Byrne has that movie opening act.
yeah.
You know that's them.
Oh,
That's
without a
the
doubt. Without a
Joeys,
doubt. Yeah.
for sure.
How you doing, the Joeys?
Shout
Plural
out to
is-
Brett
plural of
Harris.
Joey's
He's
Joe
one
I.
of them.
That was very funny.
Yeah, man. So I met you at that, and then I didn't see you till years later at Comedy Day in San
Comedy Day,
Francisco.
and moved
I
back to San Francisco
Bay, and
in '09. Yeah.
I grew up in the Bay Area, and I started stand up in LA for the first year and a half. I couldn't hang out there, man. I didn't know anybody, and I couldn't find a good job, and I had a good job offer in the Bay Area, vending machines.
There you go.
So I took that.
guy want to deliver these vending machines over here, you know.
2005, man.
Gonna pay in broken fingers.
Man, yeah. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And so I just can't continue doing comedy in the Bay Area, and
Uh,
it was fun. It was a fun scene. And I know you came from that scene
yeah, I came
too.
from that scene. Yeah.
But the real scene, though.
Yes, the '80s. The '80s was happening, man. You know, you didn't live through it if you remember it. So, yeah, I started there in '79. Well, I started doing stand up in '77 in New York, and then I moved to the Bay Area in '79 and just like dove right into it. And I was there from '79 to '87 when I got into the Comedy Store in late '86, and then I moved to LA in June 24th, 1987. The night Jackie Gleason died.
Wow.
Yeah, did a set at the Holy City Zoo in San Francisco. I had my car with the Winnebago already attached to it, and the U-Haul, whatever it was, and I just like drove from the Holy City Zoo after my set to LA that day. So, and I moved in.
Damn. And that was Mitzi told you to come out
I
there?
got in December. I auditioned for Mitzi in December of '86, and I was like, first of all, I had a kick-ass set. I did like 3 minutes, but I had a kick-ass 3 minutes. She saw it, and it was like really hard enough getting her to see anybody because she was always wandering around the club somewhere.
How'd you
doing
get to do 3 minutes there? And what room was it in? The
It was
OR?
in the original room. It was packed, and this Kennison was sitting there, and he blocked her into her seat. He wouldn't let her leave until she watched me, so that was pretty cool. Sam Kennison helped me out there. So, I want you to hire this guy, or I'll burn this place to the ground. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, so I had
That's
this. I
fucking
had a kick-ass set, and I came off, and she called me over to her little table there, where Sam was sitting. He goes, "I want you to move down here. You're a paid regular." I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." But I told her, I got so many gigs up north. I gotta have to go up there for a while and then take it. She said, okay. So I went up there, and I was up there till June actually. And people called from the college, like Steve Kravitz and my other friends would call from the college. Mitzi's wondering, where the fuck are you? What's going on? I go, I got gigs. I'm coming down. So on June 24th, I did that final set at the Holy City Zoo, and had my car with all the stuff I could take with me in a nearby parking lot. And just jumped into the car after my set and drove to LA that night. So
And she knew you too. Like she knew.
she said, "You're the guy Robin Williams has been using. Stuff Robin Williams has been using." Like,
Oh my god.
okay, one of them. I'm
Wow.
one of them. But yeah,
Wow,
so she
one
kind
of
of knew who I was. So.
Damn.
But it didn't hurt. That didn't hurt. So
It was notorious, huh? He was pretty notorious for that, but
yeah.
such a genius on stage.
Yeah, I know he had so much stuff. but-
Brilliant actor,
Mhm.
brilliant
yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
really nice guy.
He was nice. He's,
In the Bay Area,
later on, he was
you know?
very accessible, especially in the Bay Area. So,
But damn, man, like that's
but no, that was the timing was perfect, and and I said it was the tail end of the kick-ass days of the Comedy Store, that I got in there. So,
from meeting you and like kind of when I heard that, it was a trip. It was a trip to see that because I didn't know that when I first saw you kill it, and then when I heard that, it made a lot of sense. Just watching you and your rapid fire.
that's just the way I do it, So he did his, and I know we were completely different entities, but
Yeah.
he apparently liked some of my lines and used them. So, but
Man.
I got paid every time. I'd yell and scream and call him.
Oh yeah, you let him know,
I
right?
call him up, yeah, and then the next day there'd be a check in my hands, like
Good.
by messenger, be a knock
Oh.
on my little one-room apartment, messenger, and
Really?
oh,
It
and there'd be a
was-
check. Oh, thanks, man. I call, hey, thanks, man. Don't do it again. I won't, and they do it again, so I get another check. My rent was paid for
What
like
do you
almost
think
a year.
that was? You think his head just?
I know exactly it wasn't delivered. Because he just didn't remember. He one bit of proof that I think is I was once wearing a T-shirt with a picture of Dwayne Allman, the slide guitar genius, on it. If you don't know who he is, look him up. It's amazing. Like Johnny Winter.
Another rabbit hole.
Yeah, Dwayne Allman. I'll send you some of that. Anyway, he goes, "Who's that?" And I go, "It's Dwayne Allman, the Allman Brothers Band, slide guitar sessions, blah blah blah." And about a week later, I see him again. I'm wearing the T-shirt again. I washed it, and he said, "Who's that?" I go, "It's Dwayne Allman, Allman Brothers Band, slide guitar." Blah, blah, blah. Another 2 weeks later, I'm wearing this T-shirt again. I washed it again, and who's that? I go, "It's Dwayne Allman. You know, just the Allman Brothers Band slide." He just didn't remember, man.
Yeah.
And so he would. My theory is he would hear something that would just soak into his head, and then he'd say it on stage, and he would probably realize, as soon as it was out of his mouth, I don't think that was mine.
Yeah.
So he'd go home and check his phone messages. Is one from me or somebody?
Wow.
But
man.
it happened.
Yeah. He was good to you too. You told me a few things like you guys were here in Vegas.
Was that?
Weren't you here in Vegas with him?
No. We came to Vegas.
Yeah, you came to Vegas and he had a show or some like crazy private gig.
Yeah, he had a private gig for some billionaire guy and 600 of his employees at the Wind Towers. He was opening the show for the billionaire. It was him, John Fogerty, and then they marched everyone to the next adjacent tower, and Paul McCartney played for 2 hours.
Oh my god.
And I asked, because I saw him at the Throckmorton Theater, and I asked Becky, his assistant, is he practicing for a tour? And she said, no, he's doing his private gig, Paul McCartney. I go, can I go? And I go, well, I'll find out. So 2 days later, I got an email. Yeah, everything's cool. You're in. Just show up.
So he was
me
good
and
to
Nina,
you as far as that
my
goes.
lady, drove. We just rented a car and drove to Vegas and saw this incredible show. Paul McCartney for 600 people and all this billionaire food like this lobster pasta.
Yeah, but you said John Fogerty like he's just chopped liver.
Oh,
I
he
mean,
was
I get
kicking
Paul,
it. Oh,
yeah.
Fogerty was great.
Fogerty's
but
the man too.
Yeah, well, I'd say Robin liked chopped liver because that night he just opened. He did 40 minutes and then
When I was just a
he kicked
little
ass.
boy.
I remember cracking up Robin because while he was on, there's a big screen, and I go like, I just pointed to Fogerty. I go, Robin, that's the kind of facelift Bruce Jenner should have got.
For real.
Yeah, we cracked up over that. But then Paul, and it was great because nobody there, none of the employees knew who was on the show. People were like, who's on tonight? Who's on tonight? I was going to spread a rumor that it was going to be like Fabian and some crappy comics, so they'd all leave or something like that. So. But no, it was Robin and then Fogerty. Then they marched us to the adjacent tower, and then McCartney just. I was crying, man, because
Oh yeah.
it was like because they're showing pictures of the Beatles while Lennon, while he's playing, and just man, I was getting teary eyed. It was like I ran up to the stage, like take pictures like a groupie, and then I ran back to sit down with Robin and Nina and Robin's lady Susan, and it was just amazing.
That's
man.
such an
incredible.
intimate ass.
Oh yeah,
show.
that's one for you remember on your deathbed when the highlights of your life are going through your head. So,
It's like,
and I
here.
go, this is for the bucket list, honey. We got to go to the show. We got to go
All
to the
right,
show.
you can have these jokes. Just let me go see McCartney.
Yeah,
live
yeah,
for 2
it was
hours.
great. That's it. Now I've seen all 4 Beatles individually. That completed it too. So
Oh really?
yeah, I saw all the Beatles individually. I met Lennon once, but yeah.
When?
But,
What was that like?
Okay, well I saw. In '71, I saw the George Harrison Bangladesh concert at Madison Square Garden. It was him and Ringo were there. And
That was
in
Lennon?
72, no, 72, Lennon did the one-to-one benefit for the Willowbrook Institution for the Mentally Challenged. And I went to that show. And in 76, I met him. I went to the Dakota like any stalker, like any idiot. Friend of mine, we cut school. It was a really nice day, early May 1976. And what do you want to do? I want to go to school. It's nice, man. It's some springtime in New York. Let's go to uptown. Maybe we'll see John Lennon at the Dakota. Okay. So we walk uptown near Central Park West. And in 10 minutes, he comes out of the Dakota with a friend of his. And my friend Bobby, rest in peace, he's just like elbowing me like real hard, man. It's like getting black and blue. I said, say something to him. Say something to him. And he walks by me. I go, hey, John, when are the monkeys getting back together? And he looked, oh, good one. Jumped into a cab. Never saw him again. Yeah, but,
That's tight.
he could have told me to go fuck myself, and I would have been ruined. But no, he said, "Oh,
he was
good one."
kind of zen, I think. In his, he's seen from the history books that I see. John Lennon seemed very just chill.
He was amazing. Yeah, he could.
I gotta see that documentary though on
I want to
Disney
see that
Plus.
too.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we
man.
should see that. Yeah, I definitely want to see that thing. So
For sure.
yeah, I'm a Beatles freak. Like I grew up during that era, so I remember it
Yep.
all. So
Yeah.
and I was lucky enough to see them individually, and I saw Paul. Hey, I've seen all the Beatles.
And Ringo, you didn't watch? He didn't. Did you see him
Yeah,
individually?
he was with the George Harrison concert. He was one of the two
Okay,
drummers.
but there's no Ringo individually, right?
No, well, he does these tours, and
He
Edgar
has a
Winter's
band.
been on them too. It's the
really?
Ringo All-Star Band. Edgar's done a bunch of them,
Oh,
and I haven't
really?
seen any of those. I probably won't because the ticket's like $1 zillion, and
That's still got to
yeah.
be cool. to
Yeah,
play with
that'd be
Ringo.
fun to see, but,
yeah.
but I saw them way back when, so
Oh wow, man.
yeah. He did it. Don't come easy.
That's cool,
I saw
man.
him do that, and yeah,
So growing up in New York, you had a lot of access to
sure.
seeing.
I went to the Fillmore East a lot. I saw the Allman Brothers the weekend they did their live album, and they were the middle act. That Johnny Winter was the headliner.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I still have the program, the Fillmore East program at home.
That ended up being one of your close
I ain't selling
friends.
that for nothing.
Yeah.
And I saw everybody, man. I saw Hendrix. I saw Joplin. My first concert was the Doors and the Who, and the Who opened for the Doors. And then there was a riot. I was 1968. I was 12 years old.
Damn,
And
you were going to concerts at 12 years
my
old.
father didn't want me. I don't want you seeing those Doors. I heard about.
Devil worship.
I convinced them. Yeah, pretty much. And I convinced them everything was going to be good. And then there was a riot after the show. And me and my friends, my little friend Johnny came out, Johnny Roberts, and my father grabbed me, throw him in the car. You're not leaving the house again until you're 38.
Oh my.
But he was cool. He let me see Hendrix the next year. So yeah,
Hey,
it was cool.
that's cool.
Yeah, I came back in one piece, so they didn't worry.
Man.
That was my first acid trip too. So at a Hendrix
At
concert.
12?
13.
13.
Yeah, I saw it on Dragnet. Snakes, LSD will bust them. That looks fun. So yeah, we
Damn.
found some from a cool kid.
And what got you from those ages? Were you always making people laugh? At
Yeah, I
those
was always
ages?
nuts.
Yeah,
Drawing
yeah.
cartoons and comics
sure.
and stuff like that, and I was like a class clown, especially in art class.
You knew it
in
was your
eighth.
calling then.
Yeah, I was always drawn since I was a baby. I remember, I was always drawn to music and humor, and whether they were combined or separate, I loved music and I loved humor.
Bring
I
me
love
back to
comedy
art
records.
class, though.
What's
I
that?
cut you off. I didn't mean to. Tell me about art class.
Art class. I went to an art school because just to kill time. I didn't. My parents said, "Oh, we want you to go to college." I don't know. I like to draw. Okay, we'll send you to the School of Visual Arts in New York, and that's where I got into stand-up comedy. So that kind of more helped me springboard into the next phase.
Oh yeah, that's what did it.
Yeah, it was like
Going-
I went to that school for 3 years, and like right before graduation, they had a talent show, and they signed me up. Some friends signed me up, knowing I was going to be there, and didn't tell me I was going to. I was just getting there, and
So you just wanted to go check that.
I just
out
want to check
the
out the show, and they called my name, and I said, "Okay, I'll go up there." I was dry. There was a big trash can filled with ice and beers and shit, and I was helping myself to them. I felt no.
Were you
fear.
buzzed your first time
Oh
going? up?
yeah, I was probably buzzed, but yeah, not stoned, but buzzed. But I went up there and I did these commercial parodies of what was going on in New York at the time, and I killed. And I was getting applause breaks. I go, whoa, this is fun.
Yeah.
I go, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And this is easy. And then I the next week I did the real thing. I went to the comic strip in New York, and I went down the tubes a zillion times over. So I go, well, I guess it's not that easy, but I knew I could kill, so I waited on line outside the Improvisation in New York, and I waited on line for the Catch Rising Star when they had their, what are beginner nights or amateur nights, whatever you call it. And I just started going on,
Yeah.
And sometimes I'd kill, and sometimes I'd get stared at, but I go, man, I can kill, so I want to keep doing this.
Catch a Rising Star. Wasn't Dangerfield's there?
No, Dangerfield. It was Dangerfield's, but I didn't play there then. I played there later.
But it was there at
but,
that time.
Yeah,
was it?
and when I started, I played Pips in Brooklyn, where David Brenner used to play.
Oh.
And Dangerfield was friends. It was owned by a guy named George Schultz and his son Seth. Oh God, I forget the other one's name, but they were really nice guys, and they were really nice to me. They saw potential in me, and they let me MC the shows on Wednesday nights. So I would take the train into the city, then the subway to Brooklyn from Long Island, and they pay me like $5. It cost me like 10 to get out there and back, but I just wanted to do this. It was fun.
Yeah.
And I got better because I do more time, and they were just really cool to me. And Dangerfield was very good friends with those guys. I never saw him there, but he used to hang out there a bit. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, but Pips was really good. And there was a club on 31st Street and I think 3rd Avenue called Good Times. And I lived on 31st Street in 78. And they would let me do like 20-minute sets, when I was starting out, when I barely had like 5 minutes. But they were really nice to me too. So Pips and Good Times were clubs where I really got to, get more time under my belt. They were real good to me.
Damn.
They was some 22-year-old punk. Nobody knew who I was. So yeah.
I'm a 66-year-old punk. They don't know
And
who
you
I
just
am.
got addicted to it. Moved to. Did you move to the Bay Area first, or L.A. and then?
No, I moved.
From New York.
I visited San Francisco in the summer '76. A friend of mine, his father.
When I was
died.
7 years old, my dad let me go out there.
That was-
I hitchhiked.
Nah.
It was cheaper.
No,
than
a friend
those
of mine was
days.
great. His father had died, but his credit cards are good. Hey, let's go to California for the summer. I'm like, on my father's credit cards. Okay. So
Oh,
we paid for
shit.
gas. We paid for hotels. We got a place in Tiburon for like $400 a month with a
Oh,
view of the Golden Gate Bridge and everything. And it was, I'm from Long Island. I just saw flat, dismal scenery. I never saw nothing like this. And nice people. Nobody's telling me to go fuck myself, and the weather's cool. I
Times
want
have
to move
changed.
here, man. I wasn't even
Yeah.
thinking about stand-up comedy in '76.
Yeah.
But I want to move here, man.
Yeah.
Fuck New York. I'm out of here.
Oh, at that time, I bet it was
It
beautiful.
was beautiful. It was. I couldn't believe. I never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
And I went back to New York crying and being depressed and feeling like shit. And then I saved my pennies up in early '79. I moved out to the Bay Area to scope out the comedy scene for like several months, and I liked it. And then I moved back to New York and packed my stuff. And like several months later, I moved to, I think, Halloween of '79. I moved there for good to San Francisco.
It's always a holiday for you.
Yeah, it's
something-
always a holiday.
Something
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
Somebody died.
It was
or-
Halloween of '79. What are you gonna do? So somebody died, and it was Halloween, and the ghosts were out and everything. So and then I just started hitting clubs. I think that the night I moved into my place in the Haight, I just dropped my luggage and I took a bus to the Holy City Zoo and started in.
just signed up. Is that
yeah,
how it
just
worked
signed
at
up
the,
and
those
like, I
times?
want to go on. I want to go on. I go to the boarding house, like anywhere, the Punchline, anywhere.
And Robin was at those shows.
I met
at that
him.
time, or
I saw him perform at the boarding house in early '79. I saw him and Bill Kirkenbauer either the same week or a week after each other or something. And when I saw both shows, I go, yeah, that was like the final nail, and just like this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And because I was laughing hard at both of those guys,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
I was hurting myself laughing at both of them. They were so good.
Yeah.
And Kirkenbauer is so fucking funny, man. He needs more. He should get more recognition because he's one of the best there is.
So many. It's
so
like
many.
that
Yeah,
for
so many. So many should be household names.
Oh man.
But anyway, I saw them, and I met Robin in '80. In '80 at the Holy City Zoo. I was like, that's not him. He went on. He was wearing this red beret and just kind of keep it to himself. Like, that's not Robin. It is. So he spoke a little bit, and eventually.
Was he famous? What was he famous for in '80? Mork and Mindy or?
No, he was '78. He got famous. Mork and Mindy came on.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I think he was on a pilot. I think in Happy Days did an episode with him, and then he got his own series in like September '78. That was it. He made it quick, man. And then '79 was his year. He's on covers of magazines all over the place. So Robin Williams, more.
And just going to these shows doing stand up.
Then he showed up at the Holy City. So what's he doing here? Holy shit, that's really him.
That's cool.
Yeah, but that was his home. He loved San Francisco, and he just wanted to be there. So yeah.
There's tons of great comics coming out of there for years and years.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh God, man, the '80s we had it all.
Oh yeah.
San Francisco and Boston and Canada.
Yeah, Boston had
really strong scene. Canada still has a pretty damn good scene up there.
Canada. There's a lot of funny Canadian
God, Jim
comics.
Carrey came out of there
Killers.
with this.
Yeah.
So many guys you haven't heard of that are just hysterically funny up there. Guys and ladies up there. So yeah, and
Damn. What else can I ask you here? Like, I'm just like
told you not to smoke that electric bebop jazz cigarette before we did this, but
I-
you had to go and do it in the back alley with old Pine Top Perkins, and you was out there with old Henry Pot Strong.
Smoke all of it.
You were there with old lonesome, sundown, blind, deaf, lame, crippled, curvy spine, no
tried to
facial
put it
features,
out.
not quill swilling, wife beating, Washington, Lincoln, Jefferson, Jones, Mandelbaum Jr., playing his new hit When I Went Down to Alabama to see my grandmama. She came out the front door and I went in the back door. We missed each other for 3 weeks blues.
I'll roll another one.
Okay, I'm with you. That'll be for part 2 through 17.
Wow, that's cool. So you're in the Bay Area. You're
in the Bay Area.
You're honing it.
I'm like 23 in the Bay Area.
You're amongst all these
I'm just getting good there.
insane comics. Yeah, you're just
Michael
getting
Pritchard,
good.
Jeremy Kramer, John Means,
The
Dr. Gonzo.
audiences are incredible in the Bay Area. Like you actually can, if there's 10 people at the show and it's a small turnout, those 10 people are listening.
They're listening. They're
it's
laughing.
valuable.
They're laughing. They're having a good time. You could do intelligent stuff back then. You could do stuff that couldn't get banned for now.
Yeah.
It's sad. Nobody wants to do it.
No, you came up in real comedy, man.
Yeah.
You got to fight for real comedy
exactly.
now.
Yeah, I know. It's the last bastion of freedom of speech, as our friend Rich Hall said last night at the show.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's got to be defended, man. People.
Shout out to Rich Hall, man. That was a great show.
That was a great show.
We went and saw him at the Laugh Factory last night. Felicia Michaels and
Harris Pete.
Very funny.
Looking like Mr. Silver. He looked like the mayor of Silver Dollar City.
You didn't recognize him.
I talked to him for 5 minutes. I didn't know it was him. He had this long ass gray, like he was like
he
Sebastian
clean-shaven
Cabot
last time you saw him?
squared, man. I never saw. I know he could grow a beard in an hour, but I never saw him with a beard.
Oh yeah.
And his hair was gray and longer. And he had that silver vest on. And he's just like,
Yeah.
I'm the mayor of Silver Dollar City. What kind of favor? Just leave the money on the.
He did.
Leave I go, where's Harris? Where's he? What's wrong with you, Pearl? You're an idiot. Oh shit, that's Harris. Then he goes on stage. That's the guy I saw. That was Harris. Holy shit, he looked like a different guy. But what can you do? I was looking at the beard instead of the face. So
that was fun. Rich Hall's a beast, man.
Oh, he's
Saying,
a
hey,
monster.
what are you just improvising songs
he's
like
a monster,
that?
man. He's a monster. He's amazing. Harris is great. Felicia's great. It was just completely good, different styles.
It was fun.
The show was put together very wisely.
Yeah, man. We hang out. We go do shit. It's Vegas is it's a trip out here.
I like it here. All your friends, if they're not already living here, they pass through town. I get to see everyone. I saw Harris. I saw Felicia. I saw Rich Hall.
It's a good destination to see friends, family.
Yeah, Eleanor Kerrigan will be here next week. You can go see her.
No, man.
Let's go see her, man.
Yeah, we got to.
Get us in,
Yeah, we should. Eleanor was when I first started, she was a waitress at the Comedy
Yeah.
Store. She didn't do stand up, but she was so nice and cool.
Everyone loved her. Everyone loved her. And
And-
she did her homework. She watched everyone, and she was doing other stuff too, show business related. So she was on a show called The Women of Wrestling a long time ago. So
Oh, I've seen that.
remember that?
Yeah,
She's getting the
for
ring.
sure.
She's a tough chick from Philly, man. She'll
Dude.
kick your teeth through the back of your head.
And her stand up is fucking will
She
kick your
kicks
teeth
ass, man.
too.
She's funny, yeah.
She's a killer. She's
Yeah,
a pure
yeah.
killer. I was really I had no idea she did stand up, and then when I saw her for the first time, it was a few years back now, but damn, man, I was like, oh my god, but it's all those years of
Yeah. Oh yeah, she did her homework. right?
constant seeing it, and
Yeah.
it's just like that. She's like, "Man, give me this fucking mic.
Yeah.
Let me show you how it's done."
Yeah.
Yeah, she's kicking ass,
Yeah.
man.
Well, Dice took her on the road, so she did a lot of hours. She got a lot of hours in. So you
Yeah,
get a lot
they-
of hours in. Those comedy muscles get strong. So
They got a lot of funny content online too, like on Instagram. They'll be together at a restaurant or in a hotel or doing some shit, and it's just
he's being an idiot. And
Yes.
She's telling him what an idiot he is.
Yep,
We don't know
it's
because
awesome.
we're all watching it. We know what an idiot is. What do I do? Eat the soup with the fork on my hands.
You got so when you moved so you honed it in the Bay Area, got strong. I know you were killing it at that time. I know.
Yeah, I was doing good.
I know.
Well, they had Alex Bennett on the radio having his favorite comedians on, so I became a star in 3 area codes. He
that's-
mentioned a show and on the program on his radio show, and it would sell out. So
you made killer living at that time.
I was
You were
doing all
just
right. Yeah, and my rent was
good.
like $400 a month. So I was making like so and so a week. I
Holy
must say.
shit. Yeah.
But I was doing all right. So yeah.
Yeah. And then you come to LA.
Come to LA, June 24th.
Did you have roommates, like comic roommates?
I lived with Steve Kravitz. Oh man, yeah. What are all those needle marks doing in my feet? I stepped on another one.
Oh shit.
No, I lived with him for a while, but then I got my own place. I just had little studio apartments in LA. That's all
Yeah.
I needed.
Yeah.
So I lived with Kravitz at first, then I moved to get my own place here, then there, whatever.
And how long were you going to the Comedy Store before she?
I was going to the Comedy Store from, let's say, 87 to 04.
Did you have to? I mean, you already had a reputation, so you
Yeah.
kind of got in the rotation there like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a potluck thing where you had to come sign up.
I was lucky. No.
Yeah,
she,
you got to-
she saw me.
Good.
It was arranged. I was really lucky because I was hard to do. The planets just lined up
Yeah.
that day. So
And then
I kicked ass, and I was
finally,
in. So,
Kinnison gave you that little nut, gave her
yeah,
that
that
nudge
didn't
when
hurt
you were
either. I
up.
was hanging out with Sam back then.
and you
Nobody slept
smashed.
in the 80s.
Yeah,
And,
that's cool.
Yeah, and nobody blinked in the 80s. Nobody slept in 87, and nobody blinked in 88.
At that time, his word was bond too. Like he tells.
Oh
her-
yeah, he was the guy. He was
Yeah.
the super hot guy at the time. Yeah, so Jim Carrey came a little later, and Dice came a wee bit later, but Sam was the man back then, man.
So you saw all these guys come in too.
Sure.
Being at the store, you're
Sure.
just you're watching this lineup of people, and Mitzi tested you.
Oh, she sure did. Yeah, she had me follow Richard Pryor 3 times in 1 week, my first week there, and this is and he was.
What year was this?
He was fairly healthy. Late 86.
86.
The end of 86.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I got the first. Oh man. Excuse me. The first night I went down in flames. The second night I got to think of some strategy here, and he kicked ass again. And I went on. I go, wow, I feel like Pat Boone following Jimi Hendrix at Woodstock. Purple. He's got the fuck off. And it got a laugh, and then I killed. I said they got onto what I was doing. I killed. And I got on stage, and even Pryor was in the back. That was funny, man. That was funny. Oh, cool.
Tight.
Third night, I did the same thing, and I killed. So, I guess I passed the test. So, that was just, like, scary, though. It was like rolling logs, man.
That's
I'm in
so
the real
amazing,
school now.
bro.
It's like, walking on a floor for your whole life, and then all of a sudden, you got to roll a log. So, you go, okay, how good are you with this?
Yeah.
Survive, you son of a bitch, survive. But, she tested me. But I'm in the real school now. I'm following Pryor, man. Who the fuck am I, man? I'm following Richard Pryor. This guy's a king, man. Jesus.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
That's awesome.
That was pretty intense. So, but I did it now, and I ended up on my feet.
Wow. And that had to have made you strong, man.
That didn't hurt.
That first bomb at the Comedy Store after him, like the first time you did. You just go home.
Oh yeah, I
exactly,
felt like shit. I go, wow.
But you're working on it
Yeah,
instantly. The first
yeah.
thing you're doing, you're not
Like,
mad at
you're-
yourself. You're
no.
just like, all right, what do I
can
have to do?
What can I do? You guys just my philosophy was you encounter an obstacle, you must overcome it. You
Yes.
go around it, you go over it, you go through it, you go on it, figure something out,
Yeah.
or you give up and kill yourself. Well, no, I gotta follow this guy
Yeah.
again.
Fuck that.
What am I? Okay, so the line worked. I figured out something and it worked. So, hooray for me.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
Not a lot
and
of people can say
I
that.
also, around that time, I think it was maybe 87, she had me follow Finest Henderson in the main room. I don't know if you've seen Finest Henderson. It's like Sammy Davis Jr. squared, impressions, dancing, singing, everything. Just had the audience eating out of his hand.
Oh yeah.
I go, fuck, I gotta follow. I was more scared than when I followed Fryer. I go, fuck, but I killed. I went on and killed, man. So I just did Stephen Farrell, and even Mitzi was like, that wasn't great. And she gave me New Year's in the main room, 87, 88, I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. So when you get like $1,500 to do like 8 minutes in the main room for New Year's, that was amazing.
Wow, dude.
I think now you owe them money if you do it.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
How has it changed like that for comedy? That doesn't make any sense to me. The future, you should be making more, right?
I know. No, it's like
it's worse.
comedy. The pay gets less.
Damn.
The older you get, the less respect you get.
We picked the wrong shit, didn't we?
I
Man,
know.
we should be electricians here talking about.
Hey, in guitars or something. Yeah.
In '87, they came out with this new wire. I went up there. And I
well,
put it up.
Elvis, when your electrician work comes looking for you, man, I got wired the wrong way, man.
Man.
But yeah, so that's why life is unfair. Show business is more unfair. So
but it's
strive on.
But you have these. There's so much beautiful life that you've lived and things you've seen through this that are priceless, man. You're a millionaire in my heart for the things you've seen. I feel that way too, and just. I haven't seen that much.
You come in with nothing, you're gonna go out with nothing. So you might as well have fun while you're here. Life is so friggin' short. Even if you make it to 120, it's so fucking short.
Yeah.
They say you're born, you're dying. In the middle is what the fuck was that? So I just wanna have what the fuck. Well, hey, that was fun. That was all right. Okay. So I just want to. I feel bad for my friends who stayed on Long Island and got thankless jobs, but they didn't have a creative thing going. They didn't have a dream, and they just did that, and they married a woman. Maybe they loved her, maybe they didn't.
You get safe, right?
God, if I listen to my parents, I just would have stayed, and I could have made a lot of money, but I probably would have blown my brains out in like the 80s, man.
Yeah.
I wanted to have adventure and fun, and I have, so, And
that's exactly what this is.
Now in Vegas, I'm still working here.
Oh,
and there.
man.
I did a commercial. I'm on a billboard. I'm still having fun.
The adventure continues,
right?
right?
Yeah, the adventure continues. It was not continuing in San Francisco, and it wasn't nothing in L.A. for, okay, where to go? It's like, I spoke to Jackson Purdue about this. He's just like, we're little mice, and there's a little wheel of cheese, and we got to go wherever the wheel goes.
Yeah.
And the wheel rolled to Vegas. Okay, I'll go to Vegas. So here I am, and I'm having fun here. I'm glad I came here.
I saw you out here, too. I moved out here like October, before all the shit hit the fan, before the world shut down.
Yeah.
And you were at the Laugh Factory with the great late Carl LeBove, man.
Those were great shows.
You murdered that show. It was packed, and it was really fun. And man, you were just murdering, and it was just like
great.
It made me feel good. Like, this is cool. This is
the adventure continues.
Yeah.
And I was glad because when I living at the time, I didn't even know Carl LeBeau lived like a block away from me in the same little compound, same little gated thing. So
oh shit, that's
and then
cool.
we just started hanging out. Hey, yeah. So yeah. And
He's awesome,
God bless
man.
him, man. I miss him. So
he was a sweet guy.
Great
he was a sweet guy to me too.
Yeah,
very
he was
nice.
just really one of the funniest ever. He should have been. Hollywood fucked up not making him a star.
He murdered. He went up there all acting all drunk.
The best,
and
man.
people at first were getting like, "What the?"
Oh, when he go pretending to be drunk.
But I mean, it was.
He dug a hole and he got the fuck out of it beautifully. He had balls of steel, man.
Yeah, it was a very big. But I mean, he sold it very well.
Sold it beautifully every time. I thought he was one of the funniest comics I ever saw in my life, and
it's perfect for the night too, because it's like 12, 12:30, 12 midnight.
Yeah,
show.
sure, yeah.
Let the
craziness begin.
Yeah. People are just getting started in Vegas. Some people are already there.
Oh yeah,
too,
man. That was great, man.
Yeah, that shit was awesome, man. Yeah.
Then COVID came, put the brakes on everything.
Yeah, but that's okay. We're back at it.
Yeah, we're back at it.
We both did a couple shows.
Night, so it was fun.
You were at Planet Hollywood with us, Edwin, and
that was fun. Yeah.
Shout out to Edwin Sam.
Hey, Edwin, what up?
You can see Edwin 7 nights a week. He has no days off. 7 nights a week, 9 p.m. at the V Theater.
Bike's like a horse. A horse, I tell you. Woo.
Yes. So, man, you came and did a couple of those, and I was like, you got to do this for me, please, man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the days of old.
Well, I tell you. Like
Tell
Steve
me about
McQueen
all
at the end
this
of
stuff.
Poppy and this.
I love it. I love
old
hearing
guy.
that.
I'm still here, you bastards.
And you come from such a time where like strength is and I mean you can tell when you watch you on stage. Like you just you refuse to let anything fuck with your levels.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Your levels, because like I've had it myself where I'll let the audience I'll go to them, like I'll, instead of fucking just fuck that.
It's
I'm
hard
staying
not to. I
here.
feed off their energy, and I try to keep it really high. And if they're just
Yeah.
staring, come on, like raging,
But it
boom,
works.
boom,
It
boom.
does
I
work.
never went down, Ray. I never went down.
Never
Yeah,
went
no,
down.
I won't go
Never
down.
went down. Nah.
They may stare at me, but I ain't going down.
But
so
that's just years of.
yeah,
of
I'll
all
crawl off in a
these
pool
stories.
of sweat and blood, just
Yeah.
broken bones. Just
It's awesome,
I still
man.
stood up, man.
I respect it very much, bro.
But it's fun.
awesome.
I'm still having fun doing it. Like this 40. God, this is 45 years I've been doing it. I started in '77.
Wow.
When I started comedy, Elvis was alive and Son of Sam was on the loose. People were still wearing elephant bells. Oh,
it was
God.
the day Charlie
Long time.
Manson got a can of tuna
It
at
was
the
like
local
that.
bodega.
I tell you, Saturday Night Fever was in every theater in the world. It was big. It was huge, I tell you. It was a long time ago.
Wow, man. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're gonna do parts. You got to come back. We got to smoke
Yeah, we'll
J's
do
and
like
kick
more
it.
parts. I
Yeah, man.
I got lots of stories.
Because I got so many pictures of you with so many different people. I like to just hear the stories
Sure.
about them, and we'll
Sure.
come by anytime, man.
I got enough riding the bus with Johnny Winter stories to do like 50
Oh my
shows,
gosh,
man.
yeah. Well,
So-
we're gonna dive deep into those. We're gonna let people look at Johnny Winter anyway. We're gonna let him. I gotta go down the rabbit hole myself
Yeah.
because you just showed me 2 clips, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
After this, you fucked me up.
Those guys hit notes that aren't on
My
the
wife's gonna
instruments.
be
They're
pissed
good.
because I'm just gonna be turning.
Oh, I'll send you some.
I'm gonna have to put on some headphones and just,
I'll send you some good stuff. Yeah, and
Cool. Thank you.
I know where the nuggets are.
Yeah,
So-
thank you. I'm glad you're in Vegas. Let's do some more shows.
Anytime, bro. I'm
right.
here for you.
See ya.
Thank you.
Story time.